Hi, I'm Ken Jr. and welcome to Train World TV. Here you'll find the latest and greatest in model trains. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, we're glad you're here, and I invite you to click the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Now, we'd also love to send you exclusive deals and special announcements that you won't find anywhere else. So be sure to sign up for our emails, TW Text, and stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Now, you can find all the links in the description box below or trainworld.com. And without further ado, enjoy today's video.
All right, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to Train World TV. And we've been having a whole week-long O-scale virtual event, and it's been tremendous. And we thank everybody out there. We couldn't have done it without you guys and ladies, of course. But tonight we have another special episode, and as each night we have another guest, another new exciting show. And tonight is Larry Harrington from Bachmann Trains, also Williams Trains. And how you doing tonight, Larry?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing up there?
All right, doing good. And
weather changed a little bit down here. About for you to get a little colder.
Yeah,
winter time's coming, huh?
That brisk air.
Yep.
Brace yourselves.
Yep.
And it's train season. That's it. When the weather starts to change, you know it's train season. You got to get ready.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Time to dust off those trains for underneath the Christmas tree for sure.
That's right. That's right. And so Williams Trains we have on tonight, and Larry is going to go over a couple of new items, and we'll also talk about some other items that are in stock. But one of the reasons why I personally love Williams is because, and a lot of our customers love Williams, is because they are great runners at great prices. And very heavy. If you felt this engine, I mean, it's truly heavy. It's not a light engine. People love it. They could pull so many cars. The amount of compliments we get on Williams stuff, because it's just a great runner for your layout. And here's a 70-ton.
Yeah, I got that here in my studio too.
There you go. Rutland.
You got twinners.
There you go. There you go. We're twinning. So Williams is a great line, and they also make easy streets as well, which Larry will also cover. But lots of good stuff, and I'm gonna kick it over to Larry now.
I'm actually gonna talk about all things O-scale. We have a lot more things in the line than just trains, and sometimes those things get overlooked. First of all, this is a kind of a special day for me. I've been with Bachmann. Bachmann officially purchased Williams 15 years ago today. So it's my 15th anniversary for Bachmann Trains.
Congratulations!
Thanks. It's been a great company to work for. I've grown into now, working with all the scales, not just O-scale, everything, N scale and the 130 and large scale as well. So, but we kind of, in Bachmann, we've been around since 1833. Little quick history for the company. We kind of, changed over the years and adapted to the environment. We originally did canes and hair combs back in the 1800s and so, and then when they were made out of like carved ivory and stuff, and then we got into replacements for those materials, which was plastics. And in the 40s and such, we were making we were the largest sunglass manufacturer in the world, and
wow,
with the plastics in the late 40s came along Plasticville. So that was our first train related item in Bachmann. I'm sure if any of you people get, buy train collections, in the bottom of the box somewhere, there's going to be some Plasticville. I've never purchased a collection that hasn't had Plasticville in it. So sometimes all the pieces aren't there, but it's something that someone had on their layout at some point. It started out, I believe, with just a little garden fence and grew from there. And in a tribute to it's the 75th anniversary for Plasticville, we're going to introduce 4 of our classic kits with special packaging using the original artwork that was developed back for the catalogs back then. And Ken's popping them up on the screen right now from our NMRA brochure. There'll be the cathedral, the hobo shacks, the roadside stand, and the 75th anniversary split level house. So, and we're going to do the colors that they were illustrated in. So it'll be a special packaging. The pieces will be marked with one of the pieces, at least, with the 75th anniversary logo, and it'll be a limited edition, 1 year. So.
Yep. And just to chime in, I see a lot of 0-30 comments. We are going to cover 0-30, so just hang tight.
Yeah, hang tight. Exactly.
But very nice, very nice.
So, that's one thing that we've that was in the NMRA announcements for new items. If you want to flip to the back page there, you got the other items are Easy Street items. We have some that we announced last year that are not quite in stock yet, but they will be soon. There's the Divco trucks. We have 3 paint schemes there. Bernie's Bakery. This is, try to get there on the screen there. Piper's Plumbing. It's a neat looking scheme. And for your railroad people, we have the RA Express van. So.
Yeah, and I think an important fact on these, Larry, you can actually run these on train tracks and easy streets.
They will run on any O gauge 3-rail track. The only limitation is sometimes if some manufacturers' frogs are a little bit short, and the rulers may have some issues there. But for just a loop of track, you can run it on a loop of O27 track, a loop of O gauge track, or we actually make a transition piece that goes from pins that you can hook up the Easy Street track to tubular track. So that makes it easy to transition from one to the other. The 3 new vehicles that got announced for next year will be the hearse, the ambulance, and the station wagon. So we're trying to do a little bit of variety. We've done vans, we've done sedans, we've done Divco cars, pickup trucks, ice cream trucks, police cars. So we're trying to hit all the vehicle types as we go along here. And if you look down below the cars, we're also doing a starter track set. So you can you get started. You need all the pieces there. You have everything you need to get started, and you can add on to your layout from that. That size is made to fit inside your standard tracks that we and other manufacturers have done, the 36-inch curves with the road bed, so it will fit inside of one of those ovals of track easily. So, nice. And that's the larger curve size, so you shouldn't have any difficulty with that. So, as you were showing, we had in Williams, it's holiday season coming up for a couple different holidays, and one of the newer products we have is our egg liner. You say, what is an egg liner? If you're a large scale person, you would recognize one of these. They're extremely popular in garden railroading. These were actually based on a prototype by the New York Central Railroad. They took two passenger observation cards that were going to be scrapped. They cut off the ends and hooked them together and put it up on a yard tower. So there's photographs out there of this yard tower that looks like this. But we took it one step further and put some wheels on it and then run it around the track. So they're very popular with doing a little holiday scene. This one's Halloween. You got the jack-o'-lantern on the roof. You got
That's
bats.
just in time for Halloween too.
Just in time for Halloween. It lights up, goes forward and reverse, has some pumpkins on the back here. Very colorful paint scheme. And then soon after, well, they've already started bringing out the holiday decorations, but you got to get Halloween in first. But then the Christmas one can come out. So you can just change your holiday scene from pumpkins to Christmas trees and Santa Claus and snowmen and all that good stuff. So,
and they're reasonably priced too, at a great price point.
I'm
and
sure
they're motorized.
They're motorized. Yeah, they're motorized. And they have a reverse unit in them, so you can go in either direction. They actually come with a little. Oh, this is the egg version. They have come with a little drawbar. You can hook multiples together if you want. So you can run them together. And this is the Easter egg, which makes perfect sense to have an egg liner and Easter egg. And then finally we have sorry, it's a little flashing on the screen there with the plastic, but this is the Independence Day. It has the cute American flag on the roof and all patriotic paint scheme there. So, so that's the egg liner line. Well, I'm sure we'll add to them. We've done probably 20 of them in large scale over the last couple of years. So I'm sure we'll do additional paint schemes that sell well in that scale, and we'll stick it in for the O scale line as well. And you were showing two products you had on in your store there. One is the NW2, which was originally part of our Golden Memory series, but it's a very good looking engine. It has two motors, a die cast frame, and like you said, it's hefty. We've never made two different levels of quality at Williams. Everything's the same quality. There's no starter set inexpensive version. There's just one version for Williams. So we've tried, when possible, every item has two motors in it. That has two motors in it.
And for a small switcher like this is very not common. So that's great that you fit in two motors. That's a great bargain.
Yeah, even the smaller versions like the 70 tonner, we have two motors in there. They're smaller motors, but there's still two motors on them. So everything's all wheel drive. You got traction tires. You have a full sound system. You have and for all those people that haven't gone to a command system, they're it's runs right off of your transformer. Any transformer you had back from the ZW, KWs, 1033s, all those will run Williams trains great. So, and this is one of my favorites. I'm sure you got this in stock too. The
Tropicana. Beautiful.
This is an actual locomotive they used to move the freight cars around at their shipping facility. So
very neat.
They really painted it up spectacular for a yard switcher there. So.
And Larry, you actually had a good recommendation from the one of the fans out there, NKP 757 Rail Fan. Nope, I thought it was another one. I missed the comment. No, Jack had the good comment as well. You forgot about Thanksgiving egg liner.
Well, that would be. We can stick a turkey on the roof.
Yeah.
So
make a little turkey egg liner. I think that would be cute.
Yeah, well, we did in our HO line. We did some poultry transport cars, and we had we started out with chickens, and then the last run we put turkeys in it. So we have both versions. So it's pretty neat. So. Now everybody's here screaming about ON30, so I'm going to bring out the. If you go to our brochure again, Ken, this is our 280 locomotive we had in our line previously. This will be similar to the undecorated version. This is an older sample that I have right now. It has striping on it, but it's essentially the same as the undecorated version. We have that, and here's the I'll show these separately because it's kind of hard to hold both at the same time. And here's the tender. This is part of our Spectrum series, so this is very high detail, very high quality. This will be including a Soundtrack Tsunami 2. First time we use Tsunami 2 in our products. This is their top of the line decoder, and that'll be included with the item. Now we're doing this in the undecorated version, and the undecorated version comes with lots of extra goodies. So if you have, as delivered, it's got the coal load in it, but it's we also give you the option of making it a wood burning locomotive with the wood load there. Or I got to take this out of the plastic here. Probably should have did this ahead of time, but you can also make an oil burning locomotive by just changing out the top of the the tender. So you pop off the coal load, you turn it in, you put this on, you got an oil burner. You pop off that, you add the railing and the wood load, and you have yourself a wood burner. We have separate stacks. We have different plows, pilots to put on the front. So, and I believe there's even a different smoke box. You can change it from a long smoke box to a short smoke box. So, lots of different options to customize. That's the one thing about the ON30 line. All the short line railroads, it's hard to find two locomotives that look alike. They all have different features. They customize them for each railroad themselves. And can you find a Hawaiian narrow gauge East Broad Top? It's possible. We've done some East Broad Top recently. We actually have a East Broad Top set, and I believe some hoppers that are in the line right now. So grab a catalog and you could go through that.
And Larry, just to explain, because we have two type of modelers on here,
right?
ON30 scale and O scale. So
I can explain that. Yeah, It's actually standard rail is much wider than the narrow gauge rail. So narrow gauge rail can be 2 feet, 3 feet, 30 inches. So there's different widths of the track. So we're modeling ON30, which is 30 inches between the rails, which corresponds, coincidentally or not coincidentally, it's the same width as HO track. So this is an O scale locomotive. If you look, this is the ON30 model here, and right next to it is can you turn off the thing on the screen there so I can show them side by side? Sure. You can see the cabs are approximately the same height. So they're both O scale trains, but this one runs on a much narrower track, and it can be run on HO gauge. Gauge and scale are used interchangeably a lot, but they don't mean the same thing. Gauge is the width of the track. Scale is the ratio of the product, how far it's shrunk down. So O scale is either 1/48 or 1/43 in the European standard. So that's the difference between the two. But they'll run on, if you have an HO layout and you have enough clearance for your buildings and stuff, you could run ON30 on that. It was originally, we did it kind of to go with the little village sets. They scaled perfectly for those, the little ceramic villages, Department 56, it works perfectly with that. With the roadbed track, you can run it on a snow layout. You can use that batting material for the snow and doesn't get inside the gears or anything because the roadbed protects that. So that's what ON30 is. And you can run them both on, I've seen people that actually run full-size O scale, full standard gauge as we call it, and they make like an interchange. Like if you have like a logging railroad come in to deliver the lumber into the town, they would have to have full-size lumber flat cars or box cars or something to carry the lumber. So both the tracks would come together at a depot, and they would unload the one and into the others. There was actually some trains that they just lifted the entire train off and put the different trucks underneath of it to fit onto the other rail. So,
And this paint scheme, the United States is going to be a home run for sure. Because
Potash, yeah, that's
I've never seen you guys do that paint scheme
that's a
before.
prototypical paint
Yeah.
scheme, and it's if you notice that that's part of the variation in the parts on this locomotive. It's a shorter boiler. Total, the smoke box is shorter. So that's, like I said, there's a lot of options for if you buy the undecorated version, you can customize your locomotive to do different things, different appearances. And that's, go ahead.
And a lot of 0 and 30 guys love unlettered stuff. And
yes,
there seems to be a big, I guess, modeling, and they want to decal it themselves as well.
Well, a lot of the 0 and 30 guys make their own railroad name up, and they, so they can create a fantasy town, and nobody really can question them on it, because it's, there's so many small short lines throughout the United States that did, just a little industrial area. They had 1 or 2 locomotives and some freight cars, and they used it to move around coal or lumber or, sand or gravel. There's a number of reasons to have the smaller locomotives. And they were, they were okay on lighter rails than the heavier rails. So that's that's what inspired us to do the 0 and 30. So
very neat.
So those are the 2 things for the trains. I said I was going to talk about all things O scale, and one thing, when you start with O scale and you start your layout, you got to consider scenery, right? It's one of the components of doing the layout. Once you get your track down, to make it look like a city or whatever, or a town or a realistic scene, you have to start with something. So, everybody started with a grass mat. We have this in our scenescape lines. We have in a couple different sizes. I'm sure you have these for sale. And you roll them out, put them on. You don't have to paint your plywood. You can get started, and you have a base for some scenery there. You have additional scenescape things. We have some more advanced looking things, like this is more of a like a weed area, tufted grass mat, we call this. You can actually pull this apart. I'm trying to put it on an angle there so you can get a better view. You can pull this apart and just place weeds by the tracks or the ballast or wherever in a field, and make a realistic looking scene. You can always add different elements to the scene. And a lot of people, when they're doing scenery, when they see a nice layout, there's like, I can't do that. There's it's not that hard to get started. You just have to use a little imagination, and you got to realize that you don't have to line, like a lot of people will make the mistake like of lining all the trees up, all the same size trees. And the only place you really see that is in like a city environment, where they prune the trees to the same size and line the streets with the same types of trees. But in nature, everything is random. You have different types of trees growing. A bird will carry a seed somewhere, and in the middle of an oak tree patch, you'll have a pine tree pop up somewhere. So there's always, speaking of trees, we carry a lot of different trees in our scenescape line. This is one of the things that you'll see with us. We have large size trees. Typically on the older layouts, you would see, a 3-4 inch tree. This is an 8-inch sycamore tree. So you put that next to a locomotive. The locomotive is below the tree, and that's how you would see it in real life. The tree would be taller than the locomotive. All the smaller trees would be, just new growth, or we have pine trees like this. So this is a spruce tree, actually. We have pine trees with snow on them. So you can do all kinds of. We have oak trees, a number of different species of trees, and you can populate your layout with all this type of.
Your trees are beautiful. You really do have nice trees.
Thank you. We do have a good line there, and there's a number of other things in the line as well.
You must have good fertilizer over there in Pennsylvania.
Well, we got the men in blue here. We got the police squad here. So O scale figures, we have a good number of those that you can use to populate your layout. And we have, in addition to that, like you said, the Plasticville. So we can have the trees, we can have the people, you can have the easy street vehicles running around. You have everything you need to make a complete O scale layout.
Any way you could show those trees again, because everybody's
Sure,
going crazy on those trees.
sure,
And
sure.
yeah,
Let me actually take them out of the
yeah,
box and show up a little bit better. So
and I will say, in the store, when people really go crazy with scenery, and I wish I could grab a snow-covered tree, but their trees are really beautiful.
so there's a spruce tree out of
And
the box here.
and
So.
they make snow-covered trees as well that we always sell a ton of, and
Yeah,
they're
Christmas
at a
time.
great price. Yeah.
So one of the things we have this base on the bottom, so you can just glue it in place or just set it in place on your layout. But if you want to, you can also remove the base. And if you're putting it like in a mountain, or just want to make sure it's a permanent application, you could drill a hole and pop this base off and stick it in the hole. So
Yeah.
it's
And Dave, Bachmann Williams, they actually do have different sizes as well.
yeah,
So
they do.
that's, I believe, their O scale, their larger size, but they do make HON scale too. But
Yeah, we would
quite,
list them as scales, but really in reality,
yeah,
trees don't have a scale. You have
right,
smaller trees and larger trees, right? So
right,
you can use, like when you have your scenery outside of your village, you can use N scale trees for the trees that would be in a person's residential area, and then out by the main land line or in the mountains, you have the tall trees. And I can
yeah.
show you again how much the difference.
And there are not
Those
many companies that make trees that size. Bachmann is one
exactly
of the few companies that have the large trees to kind of give that variation and depth
right.
to your layout.
I mean, you could probably pull up your website with all the different trees, but I'm sure we have probably 40 or 50 different types of styles and sizes altogether if you add them all up. So,
Yep.
and we've had some other ones in the past, and more popular ones stay in stock all the time. The snow cover trees we can't keep in stock. They're always
Right.
that's the Christmas theme type thing, and everybody wants to do that snow covered layout. So one of the easiest sceneries to do is snow covered layouts, because you don't have to make a lot of details to it. So that was always my go-to Christmas layout when I was growing up, was the snow scene. So anyway, so that's for scenery. Like I said, we have lots of different options there. One other thing for our O scale line that we have that we don't probably don't talk about enough is we're the North American distributor for Pro's tools and hobby equipment. So this is the first thing I want to show you. This is a tool called a ballaster. So basically, it's a little hopper you fill up with ballast material, and once you do that, you just ride it over top of your track, and it spreads the ballast evenly, so you don't have to sit there and sprinkle it and try to get it just right. It keeps it level below the rails when you go across, and you can refill it as many times. We make some other products to put glue in, and it fix it in place, but that's one of the popular ones for O scale. We also make some Pro's loads. This is a box of crates. You can put it together. It's all laser cut materials, and it assembles real easy. Just pop it together. These are oil drum and cable kits. So you have a couple different pieces. You pop them out, and you just pop it together, and you're ready to go. This looks really good on a flat car. You got a couple cable reels with it has these supports. I don't know if you can see, if I can get close enough there. There you go. It's a little bit of better picture there. That's what it looks like when it's assembled, and that's what these crates look like when they assembled. So we have a few larger buildings that were a little bit too big. We have like an engine house that actually has operating doors on it. That's really cool. We have this is Jimmy's Burger Stand. It has a rotating sign on top of it. So it all comes with everything you need, the motors and the control board. Just have to put it together, and you're ready to go. And that's what it looks like when it's all together there. Get my finger out of the way. So, and another one is Drake's Hardware Shop. It's the same type of thing. It's got similar rotating sign on the roof. and easy to put together. Just pop it out and ready to go. So
Very neat.
So that's what I have for tonight's presentation. Anything you want to talk about in particular, Ken?
Yeah. So you guys make so much product, and we went over a couple of the NMRA new announcements for you guys, which is great. This week we are running a sale, mega sale, 10% off O scale, S scale tin plate. So check out our website, trainworld.com, and you could see that sale going on. But I just want to touch a couple of things on where Larry was going with on how to get the scenery products, the figures, because we did overhaul our website and we really make it easy for you guys. So if you're looking for Owen 30, you just go to brand Bachmann and you could drop down by scale Owen 30. And a lot of people are asking, anything new or what's going on? So we do list all the new items. You could sort by pre-order if you'd like. And also, we have well over 100 OM30 items. So plenty for your OM30 crowd. And the pre-orders are mostly of the new stuff. So we'll just show that stuff. I know I saw one person asking about OM30 freight cars, and these are the OM30 two-bay steel hoppers, and they're 2-packs. So you're getting 2 of them, and everybody needs hoppers on, Owen 30 layout. So really cool, neat. And Bachmann is also doing a Owen 30 closed streetcar in Owen 30. Really neat, and that's going to be sold separately. So we're taking pre-orders on that. And this is the HO track that you could run on the Owen 30. And also this 3-car side dump car, that's going to be restocked, but it's very popular. Everybody loves it.
Going back to the trolley, I wanted to mention something there. We make a trolley set that comes with the trolley and the reversing track. But if you want to purchase this trolley instead, we also make an HO reversing track system that you can expand upon. And you can use the same. It works with that locomotive. I mean, with that trolley as well. So you can. It's under your track section. I'm sure it might be under HO, but you might want to cross list that on here. Just to have people know about that as well.
Yeah.
The other new item which I didn't bring a sample of was the open sided excursion car in ON30. I don't know if you have those listed or not.
Yeah, some of the items they don't have pricing yet, so they're not up online. But if they once we do get the pricing, we'll throw it up online.
Well, those are the excursion cars with the roofs. So we also are making a new version without the roofs. So
if
you go back to the 2021 NMRA brochure on our website, you might be able to bring that up there. So you'd have to go back to the catalogs and brochures. No, it's not there, unfortunately. Okay. Oh, sorry, but
no problem. But Owen 30, you also got some Christmas stuff. This is a great engine for great value. And again, the Owen 30 trains, they're kind of like O scale cars, but they run on HO scale track or O gauge trains on HO scale track, and tons of freight cars, tons of choices. And if you're looking for Williams, again, you could go to brand shop by Williams trains, and we have over 100 items of Williams. You got some great deals, and a lot of people commenting about the great runners and great engines that they have. So tons of selection here. These were the 70 tonners, and these are the egg liners. People are asking about freight cars, and yes, we still have tons of freight cars. Here are some passenger cars. Great prices on the freight cars. These bulkhead end flat cars are really neat. And these are actually pretty more recent. I believe they came out in summertime, if I'm not mistaken. But these are the quad hoppers. This is Santa Fe, and they did very well. Nice hoppers, and you got there. This is
B&O. B&O was another one we did.
Yeah.
And I think Pennsylvania Power and Light was the other one. That's a really cool looking paint scheme.
Yep. So a lot of nice stuff for freight cars. And also, if you're looking for a track and especially easy streets, so I know a lot of people just want the easy streets, and they're trying to figure out how to find it. So these are the vehicles. But if you go under track, we have both the O scale Easy Track Williams and the O Williams Easy Streets. So we have them both sorted out, and the Easy Streets, we carry all the tracks, so you could find them here for that. So that's really neat. Also, what I wanted to show you, Larry was talking a lot with the layout, and so we broke it down really easy for figures and scenery. So scenery, Larry was talking about some of his great trees. So you could either find the great trees we were talking about, snow and winter, or if you just want trees and you want to search by Bachmann, so you go into trees, we give a kind of a size chart for different sizes and scales, and Bachmann trees. So you got the 6-inch pine trees, the 4-inch pine trees. So they make all different sizes. These are the 10-inch. The 10-inch is probably going to be the largest in O scale, and they're just really nice trees. And I tell you, during Christmas time in the store, when people come in, they always go for the Bachmann trees. It's amazing, and they're at great value, and they like that they're tall and big, and it's
don't limit yourself to the scale size of it either, because
right.
N scale, a 3-inch tree is 12 feet in O scale. So just because it says N scale under the description, it's perfectly good Christmas tree to use for your yard and your front yard for your residential house. And the same goes with HO. As it gets bigger, it's just a bigger tree. It's all it is. So
that's right. And if you're looking for those figures that Bachmann had, so you go under layout figures, we break it down by what kind of figures, but you could also search for Bachmann figures. I didn't even know you have 56 figures.
There you go.
So tons of options, animals, and again, different scales, but you could, excuse me here, but you could break down by the scales if you're looking for just G scale, O scale, HO, N scale. So let's say we're an O scale show tonight, so we'll sort by O scale. Tons of options here. You got the police squad, cows, motorcycle. So a lot of scene details as well. Highway maintenance, sheep. So tons of options to choose from, and we just revamped that. So make sure you check that out under layout, and you could get all that good stuff.
It looks really well organized, Ken. It's easy to find. When it's easy to find stuff, customers can load up their carts and get ready for Christmas. Yeah.
Without a doubt. And Bachmann Williams, they make a great line, and we do carry it all. We try to stock everything they make. So we're really large dealers of them, and we want to make sure that our customers are happy and they could find Bachmann and Williams pricing. So we have it all. Check our website, trainworld.com, and Williams and Bachmann, they are great partners with us. And we actually have another show coming up with Bachmann trains as well. And Larry was kind enough to come on here tonight to talk about O scale, some of the new NMRA releases, as well as ON30. But I believe Matt Stern will be on Thursday, October 27th. And that is a Thursday night, 6 p.m., as well as Tony Cook from Model Railroad News. He's going to provide some commentary with myself, and we're going to talk Bachmann trains on Thursday, October 27th, 6 p.m. And just give me a second. Let me bend these spammers we got going on here. But yeah, so it's going to be a great night. Check it out, Bachmann trains, and they got so much great product going on. And yeah, we'll just keep it going from there, Larry. And thank you very much for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having us again. I'll be back soon with some other new items later on. So
awesome. Thank you so much. And you could get all your Bachmann and Williams trains at trainworld.com. And don't forget, mark that date, Thursday, October 27th, for Bachmann trains, NMRA new announcements, N scale, HO. We'll cover it. And then also, I forgot, Doug's going to be upset if I don't mention this, and Christian's going to get upset. Thomas Tuesday. If you have kids or even yourself, if you're a Thomas fan, we are doing a special every month called Thomas Tuesday. And I want to give a big thanks to Bachmann Trains because they have been so supportive on this venture. It is great to get kids into the hobby, and we really appreciate Doug and the Bachmann team coming out and showing their support for Thomas Trains. And the young kids, the modelers, they're getting so excited on this. So if you know someone who's into Thomas Trains, get them a Bachmann Thomas train set, get them started, and tell them about Thomas Tuesday. And you'll see great guests like Bachmann Trains that come on and talk about new, exciting product. And so join us next time. We invite you all. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thanks for all the positive comments. I appreciate them. I'm reading them as they go along here. So I appreciate all the thanks and positive information you're giving. So thanks again to Ken and Train World for doing this. It's always good to get the information out there to our loyal customers, and we do appreciate the invite all the time. So
you got it, Larry. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Thank you. Have a great night.
Signing off.